even. He's really good with his aerial maneuverability, knows how to abuse that with Puff as much as she has in this game. And I'm really excited to see how that plays out against the Rosalina that, you know, is very aggressive. Prince is not as... He'll be in your face, but he's not aggressive when he's playing Jigglypuff. So I'm so excited to see how this turns out. By the way, if you couldn't tell, Prince is the man on the right in this picture wearing the suit. This is not an act. It's not a charade.
Well-dressed.
Yeah.
I've never seen that man not in some sort of regalia. Suits. Yeah, mostly suits.
Suits and the like. I mean, this man has probably 30 or more suits. I mean, he is well-dressed all the time. He is one of the fantastic personalities. And you're actually going to get to see him commentate a little later on the stream if you stay tuned. Yeah. And you guys are just going to love him, but you're also going to love seeing him play. Now, we've been talking about Prince, but I do want to touch on TonySherbert a little bit because, interestingly, he's one of my favorite Rosalina players to watch. Partially because he's so aggressive, and partially because he plays Rosalina more than he plays Luma. A lot of Rosalina players default to using Luma for all those
Luma is just
attacks.
like a big sword that you just sort of put out there and say, here, you're playing against this now.
Yeah. But TonySherbert is not afraid to have Luma take a bunch of hits for him, and then he'll be the one to go in, even without Luma. So I'm excited to see him go up against a character like Puff and really just get this tournament kicked off the right way.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we're going to see some crazy stuff considering Prince is especially a player that loves to, like, go for that all-or-nothing risk and put it all on the table, you know? Like, if it hits, it hits. And if it doesn't, I might die, but I went for it.
Down air to rest is, in his words, his forte. But anyways, we're going to get this started on Battlefield. I think probably most stages Rosalina's going to have the advantage, but I think particularly this gives Puff some really interesting options to reset Rosalina on those platforms, and I'm interested to see how Prince is planning on getting TonySherbert onto those platforms.
Definitely. Trapping people on platforms like Rosalina's disadvantage, especially Rosa players love to say, it's probably one of the worst in the game, and so we're going to have to see how Prince abuses that. With Puff, it will be hard, but I actually that's unfortunate. But I really like the fact that the forward throw collateral hitbox knocks away Luma, and Prince using that to his advantage.
I think one of the big things that he has is a real quick burst option in that pound to take care of Luma. Right now, TonySherbert's putting on the edge guard with just the tips of those forward airs, and I really like seeing him use those tiny edge guards to reset Prince and see what his actions are going to be coming off the ledge.
Yeah.
Hey, using those jabs?
Yeah. Puff dash attack not enough to knock away Luma at 0. That's another thing about any Rosalina matchup is you need to know what knocks away Luma, and if your options are limited, it can hurt you a lot in the long run.
I am amazed at how close. I mean, both of these guys are at kill percent. Prince more than TonySherbert maybe, because Puff is quite light if you didn't know.
Yes.
Look at the walk. I love how TonySherbert is using the walk and the pivots to just keep just outside of Prince's base. He can't get as aggressive as he usually would without Luma against Puff because of the nature of Puff.
Definitely. But actually keeping it quite even, and Prince is doing a really good job of spacing around, and gonna take him out with the back air. He wasn't respecting his space.
This is the big thing. Prince gets off to really hot starts no matter who he's playing against. He'll get that first stock almost all the time, and it's just a matter of how much can he run with it. Does he get too aggressive in that second stock? But right now, TonySherbert's got to focus on getting him to that second stock first. Back throw to get him off.
I'm surprised well, it was just Rosalina up smash, but it did not take out Prince, and Prince is still out here surviving, recovering with a rollout.
Oh my gosh. See, the dangerous thing there is that TonySherbert could use Luma to block that. He takes no percent, and Prince also dies, but just going to wait for Prince to get that roll onto the platform. Up smash takes care of it. And man, Invincible Puff is scary. I don't like thinking about Invincible Puff.
Coming down and like, oh, what am I going to do about this?
I would not be anywhere near that if I had the option. Once again, excellently using the pound. I really like that option in this matchup. It's one of Puff's few really good tools.
Definitely. It stretches a little bit farther than it looks, and just using that to create space and take advantage of this matchup. I'm actually very impressed on how well Prince is playing this. Oh, I love the crouch to just get underneath the Luma attack.
I'm interested to know why TonySherbert is using these gravitational poles, even when Puff doesn't have any projectiles. I think maybe just stall his momentum, perhaps, yeah. Prince, again, using that air dodge so well, not letting TonySherbert get those solid hits on him unless he gets a read on it. Getting real close to him.
Ooh. All right. Yeah, this is definitely scary percents for TonySherbert, but if I know anything about Rosalina and Luma is that they're never out of it. You never know what kind of play they can make to suddenly have their opponent gone. But making that play is going to be a lot tougher without Luma.
I like that TonySherbert, like we said before this match started, TonySherbert's not afraid to let Luma take those hits and frustrate you until he can get those options that he wants to hit you with. And we've seen Prince hit Luma. Oh my goodness!
I didn't believe that reached under the ledge, and I didn't believe it either.
The big hitbox. Prince gonna take game one off of TonySherbert. Excellently played, and I think the big thing is that Prince didn't fall into that trap of getting too scared that, you know, I'm not hitting Rosalina enough, I'm only hitting Luma. He didn't fall into those traps that TonySherbert wanted him to, and therefore, you know, he was able to keep TonySherbert scared on the ledge, get the forward smash to take game one.
Definitely. And that's definitely a bit of matchup inexperience coming in, because I definitely didn't know that Puff forward smash reached under the ledge.
I don't think many of us did. I would say, like, okay, maybe that'll hit, like, DK since he's got the big hands above the ledge, but against Rosalina, you've got me beat there, man. I wouldn't have known that. Game two on Smashville. I do like this for TonySherbert because the way that he was playing away from Jigglypuff, away from Prince, he was able to stick into the corners really well, and now he can retreat to plat as well.
Definitely.
But, you know, without Prince having those platforms as an approach option, we'll see how well TonySherbert can play that defensive, campy game, which is what he's been opting for rather than that aggressive game, given that he's playing against Jigglypuff. Playing against
the Jigglypuff, you can definitely get away with a defensive style, even if you're not used to it. Though Prince, no slouch, and definitely used to having people play defensive against him.
As you do against Puff. I think one of the big things that he's also got going for him here as compared to a character like Fox or Captain Falcon is that you're not going to be able to juggle Puff with those up airs like you would a fast faller.
Oh, yeah.
He's been getting out of those after 1 or 2 hits, and TonySherbert hasn't been able to get those big damages, those big early kills. But now using Luma going off stage.
The down airs and the back airs now. Oh, that was very risky. If well, you can turn off the hitbox on aerial rollout, but just being in the way, still very scary prospect against Jigglypuff.
I just don't like the idea of using rollout against a person who can throw a character out, take no damage themselves, throw something out in front of you that you hit and say you are dead now. But dash attack going to get him off stage. This is a big spot for Prince.
Oh, and the Nair on the stage spike. Yeah. It's so ambiguous which direction you're going to be sent when you get hit by Nair, and a lot of times if you're not ready to tech, you're not going to hit it.
The crowd is getting really behind Prince here, getting behind their local Puff main. That was a really good. I like seeing that up smash there from TonySherbert because Prince has been threatening that aerial area around. He's been inside of TonySherbert's. Yeah, he's been inside of TonySherbert's heat map a lot, and so I like seeing TonySherbert saying, "Okay, you can't just threaten my space for free. I'm not going to allow that."
Yeah. Right now, all right. Loving the lunar land. Yeah. Dare to grab.
Okay, good air dodge back to the ledge. Prince, such a patient player.
Yeah.
Rolling all the way. That was a triple roll to the other side of the stage.
Across. In a lot of cases, it's unfortunate for Puff, but people's roll speeds are faster than how far she can run. So she just is stuck chasing.
I'm not going to catch that. Seldom do you see Puff live this long, but it's so hard for TonySherbert to find anything that is a solid hit. Prince going, he's saying, you better look out.
I'm not afraid to chase you out onto that platform, and crazy things can happen on Smashville platform. Ooh, and the jab finisher for the check chase. Amazing.
He gets the finish out of
gets the roll read, and he takes it. Like I said, Prince is not afraid to put it all on the table.
right off of the Angel platform. Prince drops down with the rest, takes it 2-0
with the
over
pop-off. This is great.
Big pop-offs coming out from Prince.
Great win for Prince right there.
That's a way to start the stream, man. That's
quite a way to start it.
That's what I like to see, man.
Low-tier upsets. This is amazing.
We don't call it low-tier city for nothing. You are not obligated to play a low-tier when you come here.
But you know, magic might happen.
Dallas is called the low-tier city for a reason, guys. We've been this way since Brawl. And now Prince holding up the tradition, taking a 2-0 set off of a skilled Rosalina. We've seen TonySherbert take big names here on the low-tier city stage, and Prince is able to come in and do it like he's done it a million times.
Yeah, he didn't even look too uncomfortable. It wasn't even like last stock, last hit. He just like, come down, you're going to roll. Gone.
I've got you.
Yeah.
I understand what is happening. I understand in my head what you are going to do.
Oh, yeah. And I think we're having DeBuzz versus someone I don't recognize, so we shall see.
Yeah, I'm not very good with faces. Yeah, personally.
Especially, I know quite a few Houston players because that was where I was based before, but the San Antonio and like West Texas players, I am not familiar
with. Now that you mention that, this may be Bonrun.
I don't believe that's Bonrun.
It's not Bonrun?
No.
Okay. Because I know Bonrun and DeBuzz are in the same pool.
Okay,
and I know Bonrun was on the upper side of the bracket.
Yeah, so. I assume they'd probably meet a little later.
Probably, but you know, we're a very top-heavy event here.
Oh yeah,
where
definitely.
it's you know, you've got a lot of really good players, and then there's a quick drop-off. But you can see DeBuzz is here. He's ready to start playing.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of, I mean, every match that we've seen so far. No, it's only 2 matches, but every match we've seen so far has featured somebody that you're going to see on the mic later this week. In fact, you're going to see DeBuzz on later tonight commentating Wave C pools.
All right. I'm pretty excited for that, actually, DeBuzz commentary. I'm glad he applied and decided to commentate out here.
He knows so much about this game, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He knows so much. People actually, he's pretty famous or maybe infamous, depending on who you are, for... you know, ever since the start of this game, he would bring like a notebook with him.
Oh yeah, I remember